I've got a solution to a pesky problem, replacing the cables. The cable ends up here. If anybody's ever tried this, it can be very, very frustrating to take off your cables and reattach them. And I'm going to show you a pretty easy hack on how to do this. This is Anthony from Honda Snowblower Enthusiast on Facebook and YouTube. This is it took me a couple years to figure this out. You know, I always was trying to disconnect the cables and put them back in, and I was using picks and I was using small screwdrivers, and you know, it was just a pain. So I just finally one day, you know, I was taking apart some handlebars and removing the handles and everything. I says, oh Jesus, how come I didn't figure this out earlier? So let me show you what I'm talking about. You know, up here is where your cables inside, you can't really see, but it's where your cables go into the connectors up here, and you can see. I mean, it's tight. It's hard to do. You know, one of the cables is not too hard to remove, but the other one is hard to remove, and it's especially very hard to reattach. So what you should do, I already loosened everything up to make it easier. You can loosen up the lock nuts on your cables and pull them out, okay? So that gives you a lot more play to work with. And now you've got your side cover here, which is just a nut and a small bolt. You take that out, set it aside, and while you're in here, you can lubricate the spring so that the auger handle will lock down as it should when you've got the machine in drive. So while you're doing this, you can lubricate everything, okay? Now what I did next is a cotter pin. There's a washer and a cotter pin that goes through the hole here. It might be a hitch pin. So you remove that. Then you remove these, cap nuts. Let's see if I can, it's got a small washer. I've set those aside. I'll get this washers out. I'm trying to do this with one hand. I don't have a cameraman today. All right, we'll set these aside. I usually put them in a magnetic tray so I won't lose anything. So this pulls out, okay? Just like that. And then you can, it's very easy to take the cables out now. See, I can lift the handle up. Let me lift that up, okay? And then I can get some needle nose pliers. I got some mini needle nose pliers. And I can grab that cable and see if we can pull this out. See how it pulls out? Goes in the same way. And then with the other one, it's the same thing. Now it's really easy to remove this cable and replace it. You see what I'm talking about, folks? All you have to do is get your needle nose pliers, line up with the slot there. Let me see if I can do this. And then if you have to replace the cable, it's just the opposite. Just line up your slot with your cable. And you can see this has been greased, which you want to keep this all lubricated with some light grease so that the cables don't get stuck and frayed. And then you reattach put your new cable on there, and then just go the opposite direction. Just put everything back together the way it was taken off. Now, take pictures if you're not sure, so that you know where everything goes. You know, the first time you might, oh, what's this? What's this washer? Where does that washer go? Okay, or you took a pictures, and it just goes on the same way as it came off. So it's easy peasy if you know this little trick, this little hack to take off your cables and replace them on the top here. Okay, folks? So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you think this hack has helped you save time and money, please like and subscribe to the Only Honda Snowblower channel on YouTube. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.